Hey, what's up everybody? So I realized that I've never actually done a real intro into the Stones side of the Stones and Tones name of the my channel. And the stones are referring to Atlas stones, or natural stones even, from the sport of strongman. So I've been involved in strongman for the past 10 years, 42 now, so that means I got started when I was 32, which is a little late to get into the strongman sport, but prior to that, I had been doing some training for the previous 10 years, really. Doing some powerlifting stuff, nothing real serious though. The gym I was going to, Roanoke Barbell, did have a number of strongman competitors, and I started to get interested in doing that. And big thanks to the guys out there at the time, Andy, Adam, Steve, Big Cameron, who took me one Saturday, asked if I wanted to jump in on some yoke. I had just squatted, so I wasn't real sure about that, but I decided to jump in it anyway. Wasn't, super good at yoke the first time I ever did it, but I did that and, some farmer's walk, some tire flip. Turned out I had like a decent aptitude for those things. I was fairly lightweight at the time. I was like 235 and I'm 6'3", so I could move fairly well. The static strength wasn't great. So I got started in that. I did a couple novice shows and jumped on into the opens. Now for the first 5 years, I was pretty terrible at it. I had a lot of last place finishes. But for the last 5 years, really starting like 2018, I have not finished off the podium in any show other than nationals. I've done 3 nationals. Unfortunately, I got hurt at one of them. The first one I did, I had a decent finish, just outside like the top half of the weight class. I actually cut to 275 for that. I normally walk around 290 or so, 295. And then, the first year as Masters, I had re-aggravated the injury that I'd had at the Nationals the year before in training. So wasn't in the best shape for that. But, no excuses. I mean, I still went and expected myself to perform. But after the last competition that I did, I've had like a little bit of lower back issues, and just, I've torn my bicep, which didn't get repaired because this happened during COVID, and the doctor just kind of sat in a corner. And I was like, nah, I don't think you tore it. And so that never got fixed. Just different things, especially as now that I'm 42. So I just did a bench contest, first bench contest I've ever done. I had about 6 weeks that I decided to jump into it after trying to get ready for Star City Strongman again, but I just realized that wasn't going to happen. I wound up putting up like 340 in that. I was hoping for 360. I went for 365, didn't get it. Now that actually would have been like a 10-pound all-time PR that I set like 5 years ago when I was actually training for a bench more regularly. I just want to give you guys kind of an intro of who I am. Now, over the past like 10 years, I've gained a lot of knowledge in the sport, a lot of technical ability. I've done all of this while, having a full-time job, being married, being unmarried, no performance enhancers. It's just me and hard work. And so if you're wondering like why you should watch the channel, what can you get from me? I bring experience. I bring experience from a normal guy who decided to do this sport. I really love the sport. My goal right now, I'm going to try and put out more consistent videos. The goal right now is to just get in better overall physical shape. I got fairly heavy, especially with that bench contest coming up. I weighed in like 297, which is just a little heavier than I would like to be. And conditioning is definitely pretty bad. So, for the next couple of months anyway, I'm going to be transitioning into cleaning up my diet, doing more conditioning. And so if you guys kind of want to follow along with that, how to transition and, do a proper, leaning out. I'm not going to do anything super radical. I think one of the biggest things that screws most people up is they just crash everything. Crash diet, crash train. They'll go into the gym the first time they step in and just do this workout that leaves them unable to walk for a week. So, you know, I'm just going to do some basic things. You know, I'm switching over to a style inspired by Brian Alzru. If you're not familiar with his channel, you can check him out at neversate.com. I have used some of his stuff before. It's always worked really well. I'm not going with like any hard and fast rules though, as far as the percentages of weights or anything, because the biggest thing for me now is just to get healthy. So things like doing supersets and giant sets. Y'all familiar with those? You know, let's say you know, like today I did heavy deadlift. So I started out with like 8 kettlebell swings for jumping straight into the deadlift and pause deadlifts for triples. You know, like I say, with the back injury, all I was able to get up to was about 295 on that, but then straight into some band pull downs. And after that, we rolled into, you know, some box jumps, which I don't have a box at this gym, but I can't jump very high anyway, you know, 6'3", 295 and 42. So I used the sandbag, turned on its side. That worked out fine. So I did like 3 of those into 3-speed safety squat bar squats with no belt on or anything, just trying to focus on core. And then into like some 8 little kettlebell, I call them like around the world, where you just take it around your body. And then like straight into some conditioning with the prowler push, sled drag. I did like 4 runs of those. I got to build myself up on that. You know, when I was doing strongman, I was definitely in a lot better shape overall, a lot better conditioning. But so I just wanted to do this so you guys kind of know who I am, and I'll try and share as much of the knowledge that I've gained over the years, you know, from a real world experience with you. Thanks.